Hello, my name is Gary Castro and welcome to my channel, Ludwig Lane Music, where we discuss the finer things in life. The channel is for the austere, who is debonair. Yeah, I don't know what this means.
Don't go off script.
I'm gonna do it real. Welcome to Ludwig Lane Music, folks. As mentioned before, my name is Gary Castro. And you know what? I tried to have a cool pseudonym for this channel, but the best I could do was... Okay, since I christened this month Billy Joel month, I've decided to put on a list of my top 5 Billy Joel songs. And this is in no particular order. So what I'm gonna do is talk a little bit about the history of each song I'm doing and how they were made and what makes the songs great. Okay, so for each of the 5 songs that I'm gonna do, we're gonna have to do 5 different videos. And I'm also gonna talk about the chords. I'm gonna talk about what makes the songs great, a little bit of history about the songs, things like that. And for the people who are not experts at music theory, that's okay. I will try to make it for the layperson and try to make it as non-academic as possible. All right, so I'm kicking off this series with a gorgeous song. It is from 1977's Stranger album, and it is called She's Always a Woman. Oh, and first, if you haven't already, please like this video and subscribe to my channel. There will be more videos to come. And just so you know, for the spirit of Billy Joel month, I posted a mini biography about his life before he got famous. It's a very interesting video. Check it out, and I think it'll be somewhere in this box somewhere. Maybe here? So without further ado, let's go ahead and cue this comp. Okay, I know it's impossible to get a consensus to what the best Billy Joel songs are. So just a fair warning, I am gonna do this through sheer gut instinct as a piano player. Now, I am gonna think as a piano player and a songwriter for these songs. And I will try to be as eclectic as possible. I mean, some people will agree with me on the list, some people won't. I think most people won't, but hopefully you will understand my reasoning behind each song. And I've been studying Billy Joel's songs for a while now, and I think I can make logical arguments on why I'm selecting these songs. Now, let's move on to the song. I think it'll be appropriate to talk about the origins of the song first. Now, Billy Joel wrote this song for his then wife, Elizabeth Weber. Now, Elizabeth Weber was Billy Joel's wife from 1973 to 1982. And it was a long relationship, especially for celebrity standards, especially in the 70s and 80s. Like celebrity marriages today, people were getting married for months at a time. True love at its finest. So Elizabeth Weber and Billy Joel met in 1970, and this was during a time where Billy Joel really didn't know what he wanted to do. This is when he was starting out in his solo career, and at the time he really didn't know what he wanted to do. He didn't know if he wanted to be a singer-songwriter, he didn't know if he wanted to be a solo artist or just a piano player, and Elizabeth Weber was a strong woman that knew what she wanted. This attracted Billy Joel to her. There was just one problem. She was already married to Billy's drummer, John Small. Yeah, you know where this is going. So let me tell you what, the young Billy Joel was smitten by her. It was as if she was a witch and she casted a spell on him. He loved her to the moon, but he was also ridden with guilt. And according to the New York Times, Billy Joel was actually very depressed and suicidal at this time, and the affair wasn't helping much. Now, I've been digging for sources and I really can't confirm this, so I don't know if it's true, it may not be, it may be true. Well, because of the affair between Elizabeth and Billy was very distraught because he was sleeping with his bandmate's wife and he didn't know where his career was going at the time. So Billy Joel did the unthinkable and attempted suicide with pills and drinking furniture polish. Now, the suicide attempt was true, so was Billy's fear of failure at the time. But the role that Miss Weber played on this suicide attempt was kind of iffy. Now, I'm trying not to make light of this because it's very tragic and he should have sought help, and so should any of you if you feel this way. But Billy Joel was asked, why, out of all the ways to do yourself in, why furniture polish? And he said, I figured it tasted better than bleach. Bruh, really? Okay, the other part that I don't know if it's true or not was the drummer, John Small. He was the guy that drove Billy to the hospital to get his stomach pumped. Yeah, John Small, the guy who was being cuckolded by Billy and Miss Weber. That's a true friend. Yeah. I don't know what to say, but that fate must have a humorous and ironic side. But come on, Billy, come on. I mean, an unwritten rule for all bands is to stay away from wives / girlfriends / sisters too? Well, anyways, maybe sisters, maybe not sisters. I don't know. But come on, Billy, you should know better. A guy's wife? Come on, you should know that if you mess with the bull, you get the antlers. And oh yeah, here's a little something I forgot to mention. Elizabeth was not only Billy's first wife, she was also his agent. Yeah, things are starting to come together, right? Yeah, you know how they say to never mix business with family? Well, one of Billy's favorite pastimes, other than songwriting of course, was to make horrible business and personnel decisions. And I'm going to talk about Elizabeth being Billy's agent in the next upcoming videos in this series. And I'm also going to talk about her negotiating skills and all that. I'm not going to give away the whole dog and pony show just yet. You got to pay. But I'll leave it at this. Look at that face. Is that someone you want to cross? Yeah, that's what I thought. And when you think about it, yeah, it totally makes sense that this song is about Elizabeth Weber. She was there when he started out his career and he didn't know what he wanted to do at the time. Like in 1970, he didn't know if he wanted to be a songwriter or a piano player or a singer-songwriter. And she was there to really guide him. And she was there as his muse when he was writing all these masterpieces. And that's why I don't have any negative opinions on Elizabeth Weber. I mean, she brought the best out of Billy. And that's something that the world is thankful for. And believe me when I say this, that we will run into Miss Weber in other future videos. I guarantee that. And it's also interesting to note that Billy Joel took inspiration with the great Gordon Lightfoot. And Gordon Lightfoot is somebody who deserves a video in itself. I might do one on him, not sure when, but I would like to. He's one of Canada's national treasures. He's an all-star for sure. Now, before I get into Gordon Lightfoot too much, I would say that the homage to the man is very apparent with this song. Ever since I read that She's Always a Woman was actually influenced by Gordon Lightfoot, I can't really unhear Gordon Lightfoot's style in the song, which is pretty awesome if you ask me. In fact, Billy was quoted in saying, "Yeah, I wanted to write a song that I thought a guy like Gordon Lightfoot would sing." Forgive me for my attempt at a New York accent. Billy Joel doesn't even speak that way. Why did I do that? And the whole Gordon Lightfoot influence really makes sense because this song uses descriptive lyrics to really hone in on the intimacy of the song and the beauty of the song. And also, I would like to mention that driving acoustic guitar is very Lightfoot-esque. So since the Stranger album was a massive hit, it was even anticipated to be a hit before its release. The folks over at Columbia Records decided to release it as a single using the double A side marketing ploy. So you have one side of the record being She's Always a Woman, and the other side was a little song called Just the Way You Are. And if you're too young to know, back in the day, if you wanted to listen to music, you had two options of what kind of mediums to use. You had magnetic tape, like in 8 tracks and cassette tapes. And on the other side, you had vinyl records. Yeah, 8 tracks. Yeah, I've always wanted to listen to a medium of music in which you can't rewind. Oh yeah, you missed that awesome guitar solo? Yeah, you're out of luck. Hear the rest of the album before you can hear that guitar solo again. Here we have one of my uncle's old 8 tracks. Hey, hold up. Damn, I knew Earth, Wind & Fire had a lot of members, but I think this counts as a small business. How do they even get paid after a show? Well, anyways. Oh, and fun fact, vinyl records was also a medium to listen to music, and not a form of decoration. So record companies would release these 45s. Yeah, not those 45s. The 45 meant rotations per minute, or RPM. And each side of the 45 could play about 5 minutes of music, give or take. Alright, so let's go ahead and go to the piano and discuss why I think this song deserves a spot in the top 5. And it's not a piano, it's a keyboard. So what do I find that's great about this song? Well, I'm not gonna lie, it's very pretty. I think it's one of the most beautiful songs ever written. Both the piano and the vocal melody are just plain haunting. And I mean that in a good way. Well, one of the reasons I put it on the list is because it sounds like a beautiful waltz, and you don't get a lot of that in modern music. And in addition to that, Billy Joel just shows complete mastery when he plays those sequenced broken chords. And he controls it with well-executed dynamics. Okay, let's get on with a bit of chord analysis. Oh, and by the way, we are in the key of E flat, so we have 3 flats in the key signature. So the opening chords establish the feel of the whole song. Also be aware that playing dynamics in this keyboard can be tricky, and I will do my best to keep a steady tempo without going too fast or without dragging. I would also like to mention that this part is in 12/8, and then it goes into 9/8. Right here. And then it goes to 6/8 for like a measure, and then it goes back to 9/8. So you get at least 3 examples of triple meter. Alright, so what's going on with that intro? So throughout the intro, you're playing different forms of triple meter. We are playing 12/8, 9/8, and 6/8 meters. And let's look at that part where he sings and she only reveals what she wants you to see. We play a B flat chord, E flat, then B flat to the chord in question, which is a gorgeous G major chord. But G major doesn't belong in the key of E flat. What's going on, bro? What Billy did is an example of the chromatic mediant of the root. Okay, let us dive in. The chord of G major has G, B, and D. And that B natural is suspect because it does not belong in the key of E flat. And you can look at chromatic mediancy in different ways. I could go deep in theory, but all you gotta know is that G is a major third away from E flat. Hence the term chromatic mediant. Now I could go deep in the rabbit hole and talk about tritone substitution or a 5/6 chord. I mean, I could make another video on that. But one of the reasons why this chord works is because it contains the B natural, which is a leading tone to the next chord, which is a C minor, which is the relative minor. And it sounds like this: G major, C minor. Okay, so we'll take a little bit of an in-depth look of what's going on those intro chords. And like always, I will have the chords on screen so that way you could follow along and see what's happening and pick Billy's brain for a bit. Also, take note of Billy's suspended E flat chords and see how he uses those sus chords for melody building on the piano. again. Okay. Okay, before we go to the next song, I really have to talk about this chorus. Now, this chorus is like the meat of this gorgeous song. Okay, what's going on here? So, we are in the key of E flat in the beginning of the song, and we are now in the relative minor in this chorus slash bridge of this song, which is C minor. So the left hand should be really steady while the right hand is going ham with these arpeggiated sequences. But if played effectively, the listener wouldn't know about the busyness. And people are surprised when I say busyness because this song has a very lullaby-like quality. But the truth of the matter is that the guitar and the piano are very busy. And that in itself is a testament to Billy's ability to play piano and sing at the same time. I mean, to play the song and sing it at the same time, you have to practice a lot. The busyness of the piano, along with the triple meter feel, just adds to the complexity. So why did I put this song on the list? Well, I think Billy Joel strategically composed this song in a specific register. Now, I know it's in E flat, but it's the E flat below middle C, so you are in the lower register on the piano for the whole duration of the song. The lower register that the piano is taking up actually creates space for Billy's voice, and I think that's what gives it his haunting lullaby feel. And this is where I gotta give a shout out to Phil Ramone, The Stranger's producer. Phil Ramone produced this song in a way that the tones and the frequencies really contrast together and created something really beautiful. And what's the most impactful thing about this song? I think it's the dynamic range. Billy Joel's pianissimos are very subtle, very beautiful. And then his crescendos into the mezzo forte, mezzo piano is very effective. And that's something I miss about songs that I don't hear a lot anymore. Dynamic range, very important to do. And you could do dynamic range with compression, and you could do it very effectively. There's quite a few artists out there that do it very well, and producers I might add. They don't compress or limit their songs to the point of oblivion. I don't know, I might be mumbling right now, but I think that this song is so gorgeous when it comes to dynamic range. So that's it. A beautiful song dedicated to an ambiguous woman. And as I mentioned, we will run into Miss Weber again. I can guarantee that. There you have it. She's Always a Woman by Billy Joel. I hope you learned something new, and I hope you are inspired to write your own beautiful composition. Well, or not. But hey, at least we could appreciate great music when we hear it, right? So I will go ahead and get to work with the next video, the next song in my list. So we will continue with Billy Joel month next video. Again, please like and subscribe to Ludwig Lane Music. There will be more awesome videos to come. My name is Gary Castro, and I'll see you next time.